yourself out honestly. It ain't all that hard. Hinging our whole little heart don't mean you need to stay the way. Stay the way. And for me, I think it matters more if you show me your way out. If you show me your way out. Oh, come on, little heart, show me where to start. Don't need to be that hard on yourself. Oh, come on, little heart, little thing torn apart. It ain't a hole, but it'll make you whole. And now I want no tears keeping time. How mistakes repeat in your mind, torturing yourself. Oh, don't go there. I know it's easier to lay here. I know it's easier to play dead and pull the blind shut. But it's not the end, not by far. Still going to walk, still go home left to embark. Whoa, I think it matters more if you show me your way. Oh, come on, little heart, little thing torn apart. Don't need to be that hard on yourself. Oh, come on, little heart, show me where to start. This place ain't a hole, but it'll make you whole. It's not the end, not by far. Still a road to walk, still a hope left to impart. Oh, little heart, with all those little parts, you make it whole, and you'll be home. Oh, little heart.
What's going on, everybody? A long time no see. Oh my gosh. It feels like forever since I've been sitting in this chair. So I might be a little rusty. Wow. Hello. Let's focus up, camera. We'll give it a second. Anywho, what's going on, everybody? It's Glick's House of Music, and you know me. I'm Glick, clearly. Hopefully you guys are having a good week so far. You guys are recuperating and recovering from the holiday weekend. Like I said, it has been a hot minute since I've sat in a chair. Last Wednesday was the last show I've done. So, anyways, we'll get to that later on down the road. Appreciate y'all being here. Appreciate you hanging out. If you're not already, go ahead and check out the network. We got a whole list of shows there for you that you guys can listen to. All at the Nonsensical Network. Yes, we are on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. We are also do shows live. Sorry, I am a little rusty. Holy crap. Shows live Monday through Sunday on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. We always got the chatters box open. You guys can get in there and chat away with us. We enjoy the engagement. If you guys can't watch us live, well, you can listen to us wherever you listen to podcasts at. Again, all at the Nonsensical Network, or you can simply go to bio.link/Nonsensical Network. It's going to be scrolling down there at the bottom of the screen all night for you if you can't figure out where it's at. It's literally right there at the bottom of the screen. So give us a follow, give us a like, and if you'd be so kind, give us a share. As I said, it was a wild weekend. I do want to do a real quick shout out, and I'll talk more about that tomorrow if I get the opportunity and the chance, or maybe I'll pop up on a Thursday or something for a real quick one. But real quick shout out to the Southern Outlaws Band and Miss Sandy, aka Mama Sandy, and the 5-4's Distillery, Mimi's Creations, Renegade Barbecue, and especially the DAV, the Disabled American Veterans, Chapter 11, and everybody out in Newton Falls who came out this weekend. We had an awesome event. It was a great time, and I went way out of my comfort zone and was emceeing the show, but just wanted to do a real quick shout out because I haven't been up here since. But enough of me, enough of the network. We're here for a reason. You heard a young man singing right before we came on, and I meant to ask him behind the stage, so I might get crucified as soon as he comes up, but I'm just going to wing it. We got a young man coming up. You guys heard his song there just at the start, Mr. Dylan O'Brien, and I hope that's how you pronounce your last name.
A little tiny bit off, but only
okay.
People get it pronounced right. It's O'Byrne.
O'Byrne, okay.
It's all good though. It happens all the time.
I was debating. I was like, is it O'Brien, O'Byrne? And I was like, either way, it's a coin toss,
I get O'Byrne, O'Byrne, O'Brien. It's all over the map. It's almost never what it's supposed to be though. So it's an ongoing fight for me.
I feel you, brother. With a last name like Glick, and everybody calls me Glick, and you'd think by now people would know, but I've heard Click. I've heard Click, G-Lick. I'm like, why would you pronounce it like that?
It's brutal. I've told people that I'll know I made it in music when people know my last name and they can pronounce it right. All right, good, mission accomplished.
There you go. Well, I'll be saying it right from now on.
Appreciate it.
I guarantee you that. How you doing tonight, man?
I am doing really well. Yeah. Before this, went to go get some Chick-fil-A, did a couple errands today. And then after, I'm going to go do some swing dancing and stuff down here in Nashville with some friends of mine. So should be a good night altogether.
Nice. I was going to say, I know I've been following you for a while on the socials. You had quite the adventure getting down to Nashville and getting settled in and everything.
Yeah. Ups, downs, left, rights. But that's my life in general. If you... one might say if you fuck around enough, you find out kind of thing, You go out looking for opportunity, the good and the bad, it finds you, especially if you're staying out till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning every single night, constantly in adventure mode. So all kinds of stuff happens.
I heard that. Well, you're all settled in and everything like that now? You're squared away or?
Just about. My apartment is just missing a couch still. The company just is taking forever to send me this damn couch. I was about to send them an email right now and be like, where the hell is this thing? But besides that, everything's settled in. Life down here in Nashville is great. And once I get a couch, then we're 100% there.
Nice.
Yeah.
I got to ask you because I'm an old man. And you mentioned it, staying out till 2, 3 in the morning. You're in Nashville, so I'm assuming you're up and down Broadway. You're just living it up. How old are you?
I'm 29.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're still in them baby years.
Yeah, and COVID took a couple of years away of partying and going out. My mid-20s, so I'm making up for a long time a little bit. I'm a single man who likes to have fun. I still wake up super early. I try to get the most out of my days in general, and sometimes that's staying out to Broadway at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, but that also means, waking up at 8, 9, going to the gym and getting the day started the right way. It can be exhausting, but I can get that,
I heard that. What's going on, Arliss? Yeah, the life of a musician. I know that's right. My that's the lead singer of the band I was just this weekend. They had a gig Saturday night and Sunday night, and I was going to go to the Sunday night show, and I was like, yeah, last night kicked my ass, you know.
Yeah, you're finally down and out. Yesterday we had a pool party for Labor Day, and a couple of the girls afterwards were like, "So where are we going after this?" I was like, "I don't know, I'm half and half. You know, it's the end of the weekend. Maybe I'll just rest." And one girl's like, "What do we have to say to get you to go out?" I was like, she goes, "Do we just say we're going out? Like, should I just say that?" I was like, "Yeah." And she goes, "Well, we're fucking going out." And I was like, "All right, well, we're going out." You know? So
just twist my arm, hold a gun to my head, you know. A part of me looks back on my 20s, and a part of me misses it, and then a part of me is like, I don't know if I could do it again. I survived it once. I don't know if I could survive it a second time, because I was a little wild thundercat in my 20s. So
I have every intention of getting it completely out of my system, so that later on in life I can look back there. I did that adventure, did what I had to do there. Now it's time to go do something. But right now, I think I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. So,
yeah, man. Are you obviously you're doing the music thing since you've gotten down to Nashville. Have you had any opportunities or had any luck with being able to perform out and about and get your music heard? I know you just did the Broadway Mom song that had me chuckling a little bit. Are you finding success with getting to perform out and getting people to hear you?
Yeah, full disclosure, now it's the last month and a half. I've not focused on my personal music stuff, but a lot of other people's projects and helping other people with stuff, which is not what I came to Nashville for, but that's all right. It's all positive things. But before that, excuse me, and this upcoming month, I'm planning to get more into it. I've done a lot of writers' rounds, a lot of open mics and stuff. No, not real gigging out anywhere yet, just mostly showcases and writers' rounds. I also host an artist night on Mondays. And that's like
nice.
Band, like where people can just show up at random. They'll get pulled on stage, band will learn their song on the spot, and it ends up sounding great. So I host every Monday. It's like I give back to the community with a band down here called Blue House. So
wow, that's cool.
Yeah, all kinds of fun things are happening.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've never been down there yet.
Gotta get on down.
You ain't the first one to tell me that. My fiance and I
partied out and everything, but one weekend, take the fiance down and you guys go wild for a weekend, and then go back to more relaxing lifestyle.
What is a relaxing lifestyle exactly?
Broadway is definitely chaos. So
yeah.
Broadway's for all ages. It's everyone from like 21 to 100. It doesn't matter what hour of the day it is. Everybody's just partying together, having a good time. Yeah.
My parents were down there a couple of weeks ago for about a week, and they it looked like they had fun. I mean, they were out every night of the week, and I'm like, hey, if they could do it, I could do it. I mean,
No, Broadway and Nashville is something special with. When it comes to the weekend, it doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, what your age is. Everybody's just here for like a good time kind of thing. And
absolutely. No, I think I would just get lost in the music. I'm such a music. You guys have fun everywhere you go, Arliss. Let's be honest. I think I would get so lost in the music down there. I'm such a music fan. And, back in the day, it was like, Nashville was country. But now, I mean, there's so many artists from so many different genres down there that I could absolutely just come down for the music and be happy and content.
There's plenty of it. It's not just on Broadway. So, you find the best music off of Broadway, honestly. Like the Broadway musicians, they're all great musicians, but, they're playing all the popular music, the top 100 songs and stuff. Their hands are kind of but those same musicians playing out other places, their original music at their showcases, open mics, writers' round stuff. There is some incredible talent down here. Back in New Jersey, if I perform at all, people are like, "Wow, you're amazing!" Blah blah blah. Like, yeah, you should come down to Nashville. There's one of me on every single street corner.
I was going to say, I was I was just going to ask you where you were originally from. So you're from up on the East Coast originally, or
Yeah, North Jersey. So right outside Manhattan.
oh,
Yep.
oh, nice. That's a hell of a change from Jersey,
Yeah.
New York to Tennessee.
These are two totally different worlds. And I'll be completely honest. I never even considered Nashville, Tennessee as a place to go live. My sister's been living here for 4 years. She loves it. Her and I, personalities are completely different though. I was like, never crossed my mind. But I came down here back in October to watch her dog for her. And I had a great time for like a month. And I was like, maybe there is something to this place. And she was like, what you could accomplish in New Jersey in 10 years, you could accomplish in Nashville. And honestly,
yeah,
she's right. It's kind of like being in college. You know, you're around everybody who wants to do music all the time. And, you know, it doesn't matter who you're talking to. It could be a nurse, a finance bro,
yeah.
you know, someone marketing. They're like, oh, yeah, I play guitar, clarinet, fiddle. You know, everybody plays something, does something. So, yeah, it is definitely, it's like being in an incubator almost of, yeah, just full steam ahead.
Just rocking it out. Being down there, are you finding yourself wanting to change your sound more, or are you staying? What would you classify yourself as a musician?
So,
like, what genre would you fall into?
Yeah, I still struggle to figure that out a little bit myself still. And, you know, as I come out with more music, right now I only have one song that's absolutely out. But as I come out with more, you know, I'm sure it'll figure itself out. But I call it soft pop indie folk. The one song, Broadway Moms, is a country song. It's like a chicken picking type song. And it's definitely not my voice. You know, I code switch completely in it over to like a fake country accent. You know, I talk like this throughout the song and everything. And completely changed how I'm talking. But I wasn't even supposed to write a song like that. It wasn't even supposed to be good. It was just supposed to be funny. I was the writers round. All my friends was hosting. She was like, the theme of the writers round was Mom Night, and she had a single being released about her mother. And she's like, everybody has to do at least one song about mom, you know. And I was like, does it have to be about my mom? And she was like, no. I was like, does it have to be wholesome? She's like, no. And I was just like, all right, I'll see you in 2 days. I wrote the song at 3 o'clock that morning after Broadway. I was out on Broadway, saw a bunch of older ladies. They were all dressed up for a bachelorette party. And, you know, probably like mid 40s. I was like, I'm going to write a song about these moms out on Broadway. And went home, was drinking all night, 3 o'clock in the morning, banged the song out in like 5 minutes. I sat back. I was like, all right, this is pretty funny. Now, I didn't think it was going to be good. I thought it was just funny and like to mess around.
Yeah.
And then the first time I played it out, like less than 48 hours later, by the third, fourth, you know, everybody shouting Broadway Mom's part, all 40, 50 people that were there were shouting it. And I was like, all right,
nice.
There might be something here. You know, I like my other songs. I think my other songs are good, but people remember this one. And they're like, that one, yeah, that one's got a great hook. Remember it, people talk about it. So, you know, maybe I have two musician careers. One, it's the Jersey boy from up north, you know, and the other one is this fake country persona where I'm wearing Peterbilt's hats and stuff. I did drive tractor trailers for a little while. I did drive Peterbilt, Max, and Freightliners and stuff. So I did come from that world. So.
Yeah, no, it's funny how something like that will catch on and be, you know, I listened to it. The first time I listened to it, it made me laugh. I was like, okay, he's not wrong. You see those, we've seen it this weekend. Mom's night. They were out having a ball.
If you come down to Nashville one time and you start to get a little, because there's a lot of like innuendos throughout the song and like things specific to Nashville, Tennessee. I don't think it would have much success in New York or California or something. But so many people come down here, even just the tourists, that, you know, it could be one of those things where it's like a bunch of girls in their 20s could even show up and be like, we could be Broadway Moms tonight, you know, like, we could pretend, you know, they might want to hear it out, they pay the band, you know, and then that leads to one thing and then to another. Maybe it's on the radio, whatever. I like to think that there's a possibility of some commercial success for it. And whilst that's not the end all be all musicianship, it's nice to get paid and have people looking for stuff. And, you know, if that could be the catalyst for things, I'm all for it. It's a fun song. People like it. It's a good time. And yeah.
I mean, ultimately that's the goal, man. You know, you want to find success. You want to get your stuff heard in a, you know, a wider spectrum other than just Broadway, and of course, who doesn't want to get paid for their art at the end of the day?
Yep.
One day I would love to get paid for doing this, but I'll go through the ups and downs and the struggles, and when we get there, we get there. If
and
not,
you learn along
I'm
the
just
way.
going to continue.
You learn along the way, the trials, tribulations, and if you can stick it out long enough and you don't burn yourself out, you have enough determination. No reason you can't. And
100%.
It's all the things you do surrounding those things. Even it's not just about making the music; it's like the whole ecosystem of it. I had a couple TikToks like go viral and stuff, and totally unrelated to my music. It was just me being funny, and that was literally it. But maybe 1% of those people came across my music, and they were like, "Oh, this guy's funny, and he's got good music. Okay, I'll give him a follow on Instagram. I'll follow him on Facebook." And so the Broadway Moms thing, it might not be my voice. Well, I mean, it is my voice, but not my normal accent. Everything. It may not be me, but if it leads back to the things and it all works together, and somebody goes, "This guy's funny," oh, he's got other good stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, now I'm into this.
Yeah. No, 100%. I say it all the time. Every musician I have on here, you never know who's going to be in a crowd one night. You never know whose eyes are going to stumble upon your socials, or whose ears that one song is going to hit. You just keep doing what you're doing. I mean, it's the same thing for us. I mean, I never know when somebody might hear what we're doing here and go, if we clean them up, and by clean us up, I mean FCC guidelines and rules, and we're not dropping F-bombs every 30 seconds or whatever, we might have something here, same thing with you as an artist, especially being down there in Nashville. I mean, there's record execs all over the place down there.
Yeah. No, so, I mean, the Broadway Mom song was the first time that I experienced it with a lot of people come in here with the dream of they're going to play at an open mic their first week here and their only week here. They're going to play at an open mic and some big producers are going to see that. That's not how it happens. Opportunity favors those who are prepared and keep looking for opportunity. And I was down here for several months before in a completely unrelated song to who I am as a poor person. And someone came up to me right afterwards, 2 people, and they were like, "I want to produce that song. I will, free of cost, I'll produce it. I want, to work with that song." At the time, I wasn't ready for it. And honestly, it kind of took me back a little bit. I was like, "Oh, okay. If this is something that's good enough for people to walk over me and be like, I want that," I'm going to take a step and think about it for a moment. Not that I think anybody has bad intentions. I want to protect myself too, kind of thing. But it was, if you play out here long enough and you make the connections and you make your friends and you support the people, everybody, and do what you have to do in your community, things start happening. It's like what I said, my sister said, what you can accomplish in 1 year here is get 10 in New Jersey, because you will run into people who are like, "Hey, I do have a studio. Oh, you're short on cash or whatever. Come on, throw me $500 and we'll make it work," kind of thing. I had a meeting this morning about with a lighting guy, and for the artist night that we host on Mondays, he was like, "I would love to donate my time, my lighting equipment and stuff, and put on a real performance for you guys. You already have all the great sound, the visuals, and everything. Let me make it look really pretty now." And sure. And if I didn't go out to all the things I go out to, that life of a musician that he was saying before, staying out till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, making friends, talking to people, it wouldn't have happened in New Jersey.
Now, ultimately, what it comes down to is the community, man. You and I, as entertainers, whether it's music or podcasting or comedy or whatever your form of entertainment is, if you surround yourself with the right people, you're not going to get burnt out as fast as if you've got a bunch of negative people around you, or coattail riders, or whatever. People are just going to use you for whatever they can get. If you surround yourself with quality people, that's going to benefit you at the end of the day in the long run, and you're going to be able to have fun, because ultimately you got to have fun if you're doing something that if you're not having fun, then why the hell would you do it? And if you got the right people around you, I know I see on your Instagram and social media, you post a lot of videos of you and your friends just sitting around with instruments and stuff like that, singing. I seen there was one I seen a while back where you guys were just out at a lake somewhere doing a Fleetwood Mac song.
Yep.
Dude was doing the drums on a damn Busch Light can, and I was just like,
yeah, no,
that's cool. You know, that's cool.
Now you're mentioning that, that just makes me think that I need to get my friends back out in the woods again. We were thinking about doing like a trip out to the Smoky Mountains, like end of October kind of thing, like a fall vibe.
Nice.
You know, get an Airbnb out there, bring out like 15, 20 people and just camp out, have a hot tub, and, you know, make some music, you know, make some food together and just have a good, you know, weekend away. So yeah, definitely I need to get planning something like that again. It's been a little too long since the last one.
It's good for the soul at the end of the day, you know, and keeps you focused. You know, like I said, I love seeing artists that are having fun and enjoying what they're doing. You know, one of the things I scroll through Instagram, and that's how I find a lot of my guests, and that's how I found you. And I think you were just starting, because you and I've been talking for a little while now. I think you were just starting to promote one of your songs, and I was like, "Oh, I like this song," and I jumped on your YouTube channel. And you don't got a lot on there right now, but what you did have on there, I liked. So I was like, let me reach out to him, see if I can get him to come on the show.
I appreciate it. Yeah,
I've become a fan.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I spend too much time on TikTok with non-music related stuff, and I need to refocus my efforts. And like, a big grievance of a lot of musicians is having to make content and, you know, making the videos. I hate that stuff. I personally love it. I think it's a lot of fun editing a video and, you know, messing around and just having a good time with it. But I need to focus more of it on the music, because that's what I originally came here for. All the other things are good, but, you know, like you just said, the YouTube doesn't have a lot on it. Like I need to refocus my efforts, and all the other stuff is happening, and it's a lot of fun. Like you said, also, like, you gotta have fun with it. Having fun with it. All good things are happening. Just needs to be a little more refocused on cranking out music and like focusing on that part of the artistry.
And I think that'll come now that you're starting to get settled down there and things are starting to level out and whatnot. You know, I
was gonna say the first refocus will come out here. I was just bouncing around to like different places because I didn't have like a place to live yet. And I moved in the course of those 2.5 months or so. I moved 5 separate times, and like packing up my car each every single time, I was ready to put my hand through it. I was luckily I packed pretty light when I came down from New Jersey, but still I have this big desk in front of me, all my musical equipment and stuff, and every single time lugging it in and out. And it's a lot nicer to be able to be settled in, have my own place, you know, groceries actually in the fridge instead of just a bunch of snacks. Now things are a lot calmer.
Yeah. Now that'll allow you that time and that opportunity to be able to refocus on, you know, making the music and, you know, doing the things that you need to do to get to where you want to be at. You know, like I told you before the show, this thing's gonna be the death of me. I swear to God. This ring light, I keep kicking it. It's right under my desk. You know, there are a couple things that I do want to ask, because, you know, everybody wants to know the things. How long or when was it that you knew that you wanted to do music? Like,
so my first band I ever had, I think I was like 10 or like 12.
Jesus.
And the band lasted for like a year. I got kicked out of it. And it was the end of music. When I was younger, we didn't have a lot of money, and I had a guitar, but I didn't have any amps. I didn't have any microphones. I didn't have the stuff. And music is not cheap. And that was kind of the end of it. And I didn't even know anybody else who did music like that. So I just stopped doing it. So and even back then, I wasn't learning how to play guitar, because I played it for like a week, and I was like, this hurts my fingers. I don't want to play this. I put it down, and that was it. Fast forward when I was 28, a year ago, I picked up guitar, picked up piano and stuff, and started teaching myself. And I was just like that the entire time. I was like, I knew I wanted to come back to it at some point, but again, the money was like, okay, it's really expensive to do this kind of thing, and 2, you don't make a whole lot of money from it in the beginning, and even after a while, you still don't make a lot of money a lot of the time. So I was like, I need to be financially secure before I attempt any of this. It was, you know, it's like basically like doing a startup business. Essentially, you need to have some money to make it happen. So basically, since I was like probably like 10, 11, 12, I knew eventually I would come back to music. But then around like 18, 19, I started putting a plan into action of like that was going to take like a decade to get me to a financial point where I felt comfortable to do it. And then last year was when I was like, all right, yeah, no, it's finally time to just do it. I'm going to go buy a guitar, buy a piano, start learning. And now here we are.
Damn. I've had a guitar for like 20 years, and all it does is hold hats. I couldn't play a single note on that thing if I needed to save my life.
People are like now, like the video you played before, my guitar playing in that is that was probably me playing like a month and a half in, which was very, very basic and like basically no skill. And now I'm not anybody special still, but I can play enough to get on by and sound good and everything. But even a year later, people are like, "Oh, you sound great." Well, I was like, "Yeah, thanks. I've only been playing for like a year." Like, "I've only been playing a year?" It was like, "Well, I have all the time in the world now to devote to it. If I want to spend 50 hours a week, I could." And I was like, "I'm dialed in on it. It's not just like 18-year-old Dylan trying to impress a girl or something, learn one song. It's like, no, this is what I'm doing to actually make a livelihood and make stuff happen and create." So it's become much more serious now. And yeah, in a year's time, I'm still not putting in enough hours that I need to be. And if I was, I'd probably be a wizard on this thing by now. But no, it's coming along. It's coming along.
Yeah, exactly. But geez, man, that just blows my mind. In a year's time, I'm like, I'm going to play guitar and piano. I'll teach myself. And then in a year's time, you're just doing your thing. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, I had a guitar teacher for like 3 months there, once a week, just to kind of keep me in line. Somebody would give me some structure, be accountable, and he was great because I would show up. He'd be like, "Did you do this, 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 and this?" I'd be like, "No," and he'd be like, "All right, well, you're not going to get any better. Either listen to me and do your stupid freaking lessons and practice and stuff. Otherwise, you're not going to get better." And he would hold me accountable. Now I didn't keep on going. Once I started getting actually in motion with it and everything, I stopped doing it. But that was great to keep me in line and just like get me, paying attention to things. But
he was real with you. He was real with you. He didn't baby you or pussyfoot around with you. He kept it real and kept you in line. So
Yep, that's exactly what I needed. I needed somebody to hold me a little more accountable and just be like, "All right, stupid, you're gonna mess around. You're not gonna care. You're not gonna get any better. No big deal. You're paying me.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I'm not losing out." So
yeah, I'm making my money regardless of what you do. So
no, it's incredible what you accomplish in a short period of time. It's even like working out and going to the gym. You give the gym a good 2-3 months of hardcore, taking care of yourself, eating right and stuff. The progress you'll see is incredible. It's all about that determination and grit, though, to actually keep on pushing for it. As I drink my 50 ounces of cherry Coke over here.
I've been saying it for the last couple of months. I need to get my big ass back in the gym. It's an excuse, but it's not an excuse. I just don't have time between work and kids, and I do 5 shows a week, and and then I do all the behind the scenes and run all the social medias and everything like that for all 7 shows that we have here on the network. And it's just like, God, I really would love to find that. And now we're starting. Now I'm getting opportunities away from the show or to take the show and move. It's just like, I really got to make an effort to find or make time to where an hour out of the day I can just go to the gym 5 days a week, and make it.
You can get yourself 20 minutes or something. 20 minutes is still better than nothing. Like today, if we weren't going out swing dancing after this, I would have had to go to the gym. But I was like, all right, I'll take a break today in the gym because I know I'm going to be dancing for at least an hour and a half. And that's pretty hard cardio. But tomorrow I'm going to be like, all right, all I got time for is 30 minutes of weightlifting. Get down there, get it done. And I would love for an hour or an hour and a half. That's just not always what happens.
Now, before when I was going to the gym, I was about an hour and a half, 2 hours every day. And it was just like, you notice all the differences, especially as you get older. I'm old. I got a busted up back and banged up knee, knee and everything like that. So when you start to put on a little bit extra weight, you start to feel it in those busted up areas. So it's just
realize every pound you put on there, it starts weighing down things, it starts damaging things, every single pound. And, you know, it starts off, I like gained my freshman 15 down here in Nashville, just being out drinking and partying. And I rolled over in bed one day and I was like, where the hell did that come from? And I felt my stomach push up against me. I was like, no, that's not going to happen like that. Because you know, that's how it starts. And then another couple months was, it's a little bit bigger. It's a little bit bigger. You know, for a while you're just like, I'll get to it. And then all of a sudden you're like, crap, there's an extra like 30 pounds here. You know, what was a simple solution, now it's going to be a lot harder to work out.
That's where I am. It's like, man, nothing's fitting me in my closet anymore, and I don't want to go spend the money and buy new fat clothes. I just need to.
That's a good motivator for me. That if I want to keep on fitting my clothes in my closet, not spend another $1,000 on a new wardrobe, I should probably start hitting the gym harder. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's about the point I'm getting to. It's like, man, I'm really gotta see if I can make time, but it's just it's crazy hectic. And I totally understand, you know, trying to deal with scheduling and and all that stuff. Here I am. I'm like, yeah, my life's crazy. I do a podcast 5 nights a week out of my bedroom currently. You know, how crazy can it be?
Oh, it could be crazy. And stuff, that editing and everything, editing and all the legwork behind the scenes it's like even taking a video or doing music and stuff. The writing the song is the easy part. I can write a song in 5 minutes. But then as far as composing it, mixing, mastering, getting everybody in the studio, making it actually sound the way it's supposed to sound, it take 30, 40, 50 hours all in all, like with multiple people's hands on it and stuff. You know, it's a lot of background stuff that you never even see is happening.
No, exactly. This is the easiest thing I do. Outside of that, you know, trying to create. I'll be honest with you, I've gotten kind of lazy. I'll just jump on here and screen record off of my phone or off my laptop a 1 minute clip from a podcast, or 2 or 3 1-minute clips, and then kind of half-ass edit it down. Maybe I'll throw a filter on there, maybe whatever. But I mean, even that, it's still it takes a lot of time out of your day if you're doing multiple shows and stuff like that, or you know, for you, right? And if you sit down and write 6 songs in an evening, you know, like, okay, now I got to go put in the work on these 6 songs individually.
Yep. So. And I will say for me, it's like 3 different parts. One is that little bit of like not truly understanding what it would take to get it done. A little bit of ignorance at the beginning of being like, oh, I'll just crank out these things every 2 to 3 weeks. Another part of it is that not focused in on the right things. But then the biggest part, and people always tell me I need to go easier on myself because, like we were saying before, I'm my own biggest critic as well. And they're like, really lazy days are still someone's really busy days. I'm like, but that's not a good excuse. I'm not trying to be average. I'm trying to supersede that. And I was like, the reason it's not cranking out, the biggest reason, probably like 70%, it's laziness. It's laziness. It's like, sometimes that's what happens, but can't let it. It's the same thing as not going to the gym for months and months and months. Eventually it starts catching up with you and you're like, oh, okay. All right. Now it's been like 3 months of being lazy. Got to walk back in here and do what I'm supposed to be doing, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Nah, that's, you know, some things I push to the side, but other things, you know, and you know, being our own worst enemy and our own worst critic, I had to stop. Because I used to be one of those guys. I would listen to every episode of every show, and then I would sit there and listen to it, and I would beat myself up and I would critique myself to where it was in my head when we would do another show. Like the next show we would do, that was in my head, and the whole time I can't focus on creating something good. I'm too worried about going, oh, I should have done this differently. Oh, I should have said that differently. You know, so my mind's somewhere else. So it's just like, no, I gotta not do that anymore. Because
sometimes you just need to, not to say good enough is good enough, but it's the same thing with like content creation on social media and stuff. It's like if I wanted every single TikTok to be perfect, I would never post it. And when I was first getting some traction on TikTok, I kind of blew it because I was getting viral videos like every week. But I wasn't posting additional stuff in between that because I was like, oh, it has to be perfect. It has to be viral. It has to be this quality. But it could have just been me being silly, playing a quick, whatever. It's like something to fill up the space and add context and people to see and relate to me more. But yeah, you become that critic and it's like, oh, this isn't good enough. I don't even want to take the video. It's like, take a stupid video. And if it sucks, who cares? Because 30 seconds later, nobody's remember it. Right? Like they're going to be on the next best thing, whatever. Trial and error. It's better to put it out instead of having that like analysis paralysis, just like constantly overthinking and being like, nah, it's not good enough. It's not good enough.
Yeah, no, I'm that quality over quantity. And one of my co-hosts, my co-creator of the network, he's one of my best friends. And I tell him that all the time because he's a guy who'll throw his phone up against the wall and bang out 20 freaking TikTok videos. Yeah. And I'm like, dude, but I mean, you did that in 5 minutes. I was like, yeah, a couple of them are where it'll take me a half hour to make one video.
Yep.
Because I needed. So I had to get to the point where it's like, hey, when you make those, instead of blowing them all out at once, just throw them in our drafts. And then when I spend an hour making one video, I can use those for filler, to kind of in between me making another one or me building another clip or whatever. That way we have something to stay in the algorithm and stay in people's vision, their eyeline so they see us.
I have one buddy who does everything in one take. And it's not because he's insanely good at taking one take and says everything perfectly, because he doesn't. But it's because we can do it in one take, 30-second video, edit it for 5 minutes, put it in. Or we could stay there for like 30 minutes and take 100 takes and get frustrated with ourselves and be like, oh, I said this wrong. I didn't enunciate this word. Oh, I didn't say this person's name right. Blah, blah, blah. And there's always a reason to be like, it's not good enough. It's always like, there's that saying, it's perfection is the enemy of good or something along those lines.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I know what you.
Yeah, I'm probably butchering the hell out of the quote, but oh well. But sometimes it is just good enough. People just want to hear something like, if I'm a good singer and people like my songs, and they just want to hear it. If they want to hear me go up and do Broadway Moms, and I get on that stage and go, damn, I completely messed up my one line. Like the one big thing down here is when people say they messed something up. People are always like, people don't know your songs. They don't know the lines. You can.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah.
But if you would have gone up that stage and be like, no, I want to erase those last 5 minutes. Like, I'd rather just nobody had seen it. Well, that wasn't going to do you any good either. That's not the reality. But it's like sometimes that one take of, and sometimes it's most authentic. Do you make music as well, or?
Oh God, no. No. I tell you what, I cannot. I can't play an instrument to save my life. Not because I never wanted to learn. And outside of my shower when nobody's home, and my car when I'll sing a little bit around my fiance. But if I'm in my car, that's about the only times I sing. I can't carry a tune in a bucket. However, this is what I do. I talk very well, and apparently people like my voice for some reason. I think
voice for it too. So yeah, it works.
Yeah. So
I haven't been in the industry very long, but all the producers I have worked with, a good chunk of the time, they're like, yeah, that first vocal tracking is usually the best one. It's the most authentic. It's the most like you're the most warmed up and like ready kind of thing. As long as you come into the studio ready, like if you're coming in, hung over from the night before, you're probably gonna sound like crap. But if you're coming in and you're ready and you do your 3 minutes, it's usually the best one. And usually comes from the heart, because then after that, same thing with the one take thing. You get on to the 20th try and you're like, I said that stupid word, I forgot my lines, blah, blah, blah. There's always a reason to say it wasn't good enough. It's like more often than not, at least in my experience, that first track will punch in parts that like, maybe I need to enunciate a word a little bit better. So we'll punch that and move it around and stuff, cut it up. But that first track is usually the baseline for the entire thing. Yeah. So sometimes that first try is
that's like that's like us here. We only do live shows, and then I don't edit them. When I pull the audio to upload so it can go on the podcasting platforms, I don't edit shit. I used to, but it was very time consuming and a lot of freaking work. That was, and then again, I'm sitting there. One episode would take me a day and a half to get uploaded onto the podcasting platforms. And we do everything live. And there was a moment in time where we would try to segment stuff or prepare stuff, and it's like we learned very quick. We're best if we're just off the top of our heads, letting it flow. Whatever happens. Just go with it, because when we would try to segment or prepare stuff or anything, like we would fuck up, we would forget shit, we wouldn't, like my damn intro changes almost every time I do it, but it's like a subtle change, or a couple words here or there, it'll change. But again, like you said, it's authentic, it's real. It's not, I was doing a pre-recorded video, and I did that 5 or 6 times. I was like, that's fucking stupid. I don't like that. I gotta be me,
And people can sniff out that disingenuousness. They can see that it's not authentic. And honestly, with the internet, it's one thing if it's a movie or TV show, because people are going in expecting acting, and like they know what they're coming for. But honestly, I believe that with the internet, there is like a big revival in authenticity. People have become so jaded by AI and everybody pretending and doing like these giveaways that are fake and all this like pandering and marketing tactics and everything. They're like, just show me the real stuff. Like, I would rather see a real human who's funny, cute, smart, whatever it is. They're like, I just want to see the real thing, like, instead of all the BS fluff. And again, like, if you're going to the movies, you know what you get. But it's like, if I want to see a real person on the internet and I just want to connect with them, I want to know that they're genuine. I don't want to see all the bullshit and all the editing. Yeah, I think there's like
I don't want to turn on a podcast or a streamer and listen to 15 minutes of them hawking their merchandise and we're doing this and we're doing that. If we get 1,000 likes and blah blah blah, no, I'm here for your content. I don't, I put our stuff out there a couple times a show. I try to do it quick, and it's like, we have merch, but it's go to our bio link if you're interested. I've made a couple posts about it, and they're pinned. I don't want to kick a dead horse to death and bore people with, hey, guess what, guys? And then spend a half hour of every podcast being, so have you seen our latest shirt design and merch? You better go get it, because it's only going to be there for, knowing damn well I'm too lazy to ever take it out of the shop. But I'm going to tell people it's only going to be there for 2 weeks, and then it's coming down for good. You better go get it now.
Yeah, I mean, even with
I get that.
Yeah, even with the TikToks, I've had a couple brands reach out to me to like promote their stuff. And for all intents and purposes, I'm sure their stuff is good, but they have guidelines by which to promote it. Where it's like, we want you to say X, Y, and Z. It's like, nah, I don't need the money that badly, and I don't need that. I don't need your free crap that badly. But if I really believed in it, I'd be like, send it to me. If I like it, then I'll be like, okay, and let me do my own spin on it, my own funny thing on it, to show it off.
Yeah.
But if you just want me to be a dog and pony show and just be like, hey, look at this thing that I got, blah, 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 blah. It's like, I'm not doing that. Like, we've had a couple sponsors here, and that's the other thing. I'm only gonna tell somebody about a product that I use, that I like, and that I believe in. I'm not gonna, there's other platforms out there where the platform as an incentive will be like, if you get 15 viewers, you can do an ad read. And there's broadcasters that will do an ad read for something that they don't even know what it is. They're just reading what's on the screen. And it's just like, like, if I'm going to tell you guys to check something out or try something, I use it. Like, we have Liquid IV. Yeah. I'll swear by Liquid IV until the day I die, whether hungover, working out in the heat, whatever. Liquid IV hits the spot. I'm actually, here in a minute or here in a few, when we play one of your songs, I'm going to go get me one. They're not even a sponsor anymore, and we still have it in the house. But again, we had key things we had to say. But outside of that, when they came to us, they're like, hey, do whatever you want. We like what you do. So, I mean, we could be randomly talking about dead celebrities and somehow find a way to, right before we go to break, tie in dead celebrities to Liquid IV
and do our thing, and then go play the music. And like what I do is like, I don't care what you do, just make sure you hit these 2-3 key notes, and after that, it's you're on your own, man. You do your thing. We don't care. I do. You know, I don't mind if somebody's doing something because they actually, and again, it goes back to the authenticity or often words are hard. Being authentic.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't shop at Joe Schmo's roadside meat market, I'm not going to tell other people to go there. You know.
No,
that don't make no sense.
Not that my approval or opinion means a whole lot of anything, because it doesn't. I'm just some random guy. But if I'm telling somebody something I like, I'm putting my life on the line with it. I'm like, no. You are going to go there. You are going to enjoy this. You're going to use this. You're going to enjoy this. Otherwise, I don't say anything. Like when people come down here, like, where do you go to eat? Where's the best place to eat? I'm just like, honestly, the food kind of sucks down here. I'm like, I really don't have a whole lot of time for it. I said, you want to come over to my kitchen? I was like, I'm not even a good cook, but I'm better than most of the cooks down here. If there's anybody from Nashville, Tennessee that's a cook watching this, I'm sorry, but you know, the food just down here is not,
you know, most, you know, I think, and even most people I know who have gone to Nashville, been to Nashville, you know, do the Nashville thing or live down there, you never hear anything about the food. It's about the music, it's about the partying, and it's about the booze. It's food, like, you know,
the food is like okay at baseline, but then, you know, you're also paying city prices. So it ends up becoming, you know, if I'm going out to get a good burger, $14, $15, whatever. If I'm going out to get a good burger, it's $25. It's not a good burger anymore. It's like, all right, I can go home and make myself a burger, and it's going to be better than this and way cheaper. Like, you know, that's just like, I come from outside of New York City. So like, I'm used to high prices, but sometimes down here, these places are more expensive and the quality is nowhere near New York or New Jersey. You know, like New Jersey is like very, New Jersey and New York, very, what's the word here that I'm looking for? They have like a lot of cultural depth to them, whether, you know, you're Italian, German, Chinese, Japanese, whatever. The cities up there have existed for like 300 something years. And some of these cultures have been there for like 4, 5, 6, 7 generations. So if I'm going into like a Chinese restaurant, I'm getting some really good Chinese food. If I'm going into an Italian pizzeria, I'm getting real good pizza and everything. Down here, it's like, it's almost like they just started learning how to make pizza a week ago. And I'm just like, this is not pizza. Like, I don't know what this is.
No, I lived down in Charleston, South Carolina for about 10 years. And, you know, the food down there was amazing. Mm-hmm. And again, Charleston's one of those cities that you have a lot of different people from all over everywhere. Mm-hmm. And it's a transplant city because there's Air Force Base, Coast Guard, Navy base, all down there. Mention, you know, like Boeing and stuff like that. So people come from all over the world, and there's some fantastic food down there. Also, now that I'm back home in Ohio, I won't eat seafood up here because I got spoiled down there. When I would go get seafood, it literally came off the boat like a half hour prior to them putting it on my plate. You know?
Yeah, I'm a way that I stay connected with my friends in the States and stuff is I play video games with them, and I eat a lot of salmon. And every single time I bring it up or talk about it, my one friend who is like an incredible chef. He's not like a chef by trade or anything, but he is like a really, really good chef. He lives over in DC. He's, I would say, out of all the foods I've eaten in my life, he's made like the top 10 dishes ever. Yeah, no, he's like incredible at cooking. And every single time I bring up the salmon, he just goes, landlocked state salmon. That sounds so good. Like, I'm sure that's really good. He's like, I'm sure it's fresh, never frozen. And I was like, that's what it says on the box. So, you know, it's definitely, it's got to be true.
As you buy it out of the freezer section.
Exactly, right. But yeah, no, I mean, right. Like, you can't expect to get top quality seafood out here. Like, it's just not going to happen. It's I mean, Manhattan's one of the biggest ports in the world, but I think Baltimore is like the biggest one. I don't know, Savannah is like one of the biggest in the country. But, you know, the whole East Coast has like some of the best imports, and you know, you're going to be getting the best quality immediately. So yeah.
Nah, every time somebody brings up Red Lobster, and I'm like, yeah, I'll pass. Like, maybe
for Red Lobster. Red Lobster down here might do better. Somebody made the joke yesterday, like, why don't you just go get your bread at Olive Garden? And I was like, honestly, probably better than most of the bread down here. Like, so maybe that's bread.
Yeah.
One day,
nah, dude, I get it, man. You
No, what are you saying?
What's that?
I was gonna say one day when my
I said, no, I get it, man. You get spoiled.
We're here. You go first, then I'll go. Sorry, I think there's a little bit of a delay.
Oh, no, I was just gonna say you get spoiled with the food when you're from a certain area that has a certain type of food, and then you go somewhere else, and it's like. I'm
going back to New Jersey in like a week and a half, and I plan on eating. It's gonna be like a little food vacation for me. What I was gonna say is, one day when my music career is famous and I've taken off, they're gonna come back to this podcast and we get ripped a new one about how I toured, about being a horrible cooking place and that they're horrible with food and everything. I'm never gonna hear the end of it. It's gonna be all over. So,
well, I'll make sure when you become big and famous that I'll save that clip and I'll be the first one to make sure you get some heat and the first brand new artist climbing the charts, hits number 1. Yeah, but did you guys hear what he said about your food in Nashville? I got an exclusive for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got an exclusive for you guys. With the way the world works today, though, that little bit of heat could skyrocket you and propel you even more.
Morgan Wallen throws chairs off the roofs down here, and I personally think it was a publicity stunt. I know how packed Broadway is, and the fact that he was able to throw a chair off of a 6-story building and not hit anyone, I don't believe it. Probably what happened is, if I have to imagine,
I've never even been down there.
Picked up the chair, looked over the edge, and was like, "This could be funny," and he chucked it into an area where nobody was. And it made headlines and all the other BS, And he also had like a big show that week, I think, in Nashville. So, it was the guy ended up doing thing. So,
yeah, I mean, well, look what happened to him at the very beginning of his career. Everybody thought he was going to be done before he even got huge because he got caught on somebody's ring camera dropping the N-word.
Mm-hmm.
And then for like 18 weeks in a row, he was number 1 on the charts. Yeah, no, it's just like, Jesus, really? So
I thought Zach Bryan got pulled over a couple months ago or whatever, and he was like, he was on the cops cam, and he was just like, "You can't do this to me. I'm a 27-year-old kid." Blah blah blah. I'm like, oh, what the hell? You're not a kid. You're a grown ass man. But then they were making T-shirts on TikTok of his mugshot, and it was just like, what? They're like glorifying him as like a hardcore thug, and I'm just like, the guy was crying to the cop. People are buying it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I love Zach Bryan. He's an outlaw. He's like a cowboy."
Yeah,
he's not like.
Well, I mean, just not too long ago, damn Justin Timberlake got pulled over for drinking and driving, and then I seen it at one of his shows a month or so later. They're selling T-shirts that say, "I'm bringing Tipsy back."
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay,
a little bit of fame and a little bit of money. It's incredible what they let these people get away with. So
it's like we're living in the upside down, man.
A little bit.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm over here just doing my thing, like hoping none of my guys on the show drop an N-bomb or, flop their wiener out on camera or something like that.
Well, I can't speak for the rest of the guests, but with me, you can always guarantee those things are not going to happen. So,
we do a show on Saturday night, and Saturday nights are a little wild and they're a little crazy. That's our cut loose night. It is the flagship show of the network. We call it Nonsensical Nonsense, and we do this thing where we drop the link in the chat. And we say anybody and everybody can come up. We don't care who you are. We don't care if we know you, if we don't know you, if you love us, if you hate us, whatever. Come on up. Unfortunately, we do have to have the rule is please put your pecker away because we have unfortunately been wiener bombed on a few occasions where somebody will come up and we're like, "Hey, what's up, man?" And the next thing you know, bang, right in front of the camera. And it's just like, what are you hoping to accomplish? Because A, you just showed your wiener to a bunch of dudes. And B, now you're getting made fun of because of your small package by a bunch of dudes that you just showed your pecker to. where did you think you were going to win in this situation?
Yeah, I used to do video game streaming a little bit, and nobody would ever come on cam with me. But people say stupid things in the chat for attention or whatever it is. If there's not a moderator looking and making sure that you're on top of it, it can get carried away, kind of thing. And yeah, there's always that risk of people just being stupid for no other reason than they're just stupid.
Yeah, if I on the rare occasion that I go on Twitch when I'm gaming, I turn the lobby mics, the lobby off. I mute the lobby because
you never know.
You just never know, what somebody's going to say. I mean, as we all know, anybody who's ever spent 30 seconds in a Call of Duty lobby.
Oh yeah,
it's complete.
Thrown in there. So, yeah.
It's complete anarchy. So it's just like, you know what? It's best if I just mute the lobby. People don't need to hear them anyways. They just need to hear me. They're here to hear me and watch me game anyways, because I'm the most important person on Twitch right now. So.
Yeah, that's something where you would have to edit the clips if you were to record the entire thing. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
You can get some funny stuff.
I just let Twitch do their thing, and then the 48 hours or 3 days or whatever it is after I just let them delete it. I'm like, hey, if it's there, I don't care. If it's not there, I don't. We just go on Twitch just to go on Twitch. At the end of the day, I don't really fixate too much on the Twitch world, because I know we're really not that what Twitch is looking for, what we do here. But it is a nice little outlet to have to broadcast our show onto as well when we're live. So, but I do want to take a real quick break. Words are hard. I want to play one of your songs here.
Sure.
I'm saving, and I believe this is the one that you have released. I'm actually saving that for the end of the show. That's probably that one and the one I'm about to play, Love With You, are probably two of my favorite ones that I've heard. Not that you have an extensive catalog or anything like that, but they're two of my favorites that I really like.
Appreciate that.
So we're going to take a real quick break, guys. I'm going to play a song here, one of Dylan's songs. We'll come back. We're going to chit-chat a little. We're going to chit-chat a little bit more about him and what it's like being young and chasing the music dream and partying a little too hard in Nashville.
Yeah, just a little bit.
But we'll be back here in just a few minutes, y'all.
Another song about your smile, your laugh, your eyes, how you look in the mind. It's all the same every time. Beautiful girl walking into my life. This time won't be different. I know the rules. I can't change them. My hands are full. I don't have the time to know yourself a favor. Move on with your life. But you can see now you're pulling me down. What was I saying without now? My head's a spin, no sound, no vision, and I'm begging you, please. Don't do this. No, I can't be in love with you. I've been through this. Oh no. Way too many times with you, and I don't wanna hurt you, but I know I just misunderstood you in the end. All these loves, all of changing. Well, girl, disappointment is running in my bed, crying on my chest. Can't even say that I gave you my best. You're still telling me through tears. Would you kiss me now? You let me down. What was the same when I'm out? My hands are sweet and the sound of vision. And I'm begging you, begging you, begging you, please. Oh, oh no, no, no. I can't be in love with you. No, no, no. When so many times as you and I watch you go wrong, don't walk. I need you to get the fuck out of here, out of my life. Oh no, no. I can't be in love with you. No, no, no. Fuck, I'm in love with
Yeah, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Glick's House of Music. Hanging out with Dylan O'Byrne, right?
Yeah, you got it. Perfect.
There we go. That was his song, Love With You. Did you write that one? Is that one of your originals?
Yeah, that's an original. Yeah.
I like that. I think the last two songs, you got a little bit of an Elvis sound to you, man.
You think so?
His when he was younger, before he kind of was doing all the weird, like Vegas and the jumpsuits and the kung fu and everything like that. When he was young, yeah, you've got like a young Elvis to your voice. That's nice. I like it. Definitely different. It's one of those
things like that. It's things like that that like make me, that remotivate me to like get back into actually doing the writing and the artistry side of it. Because I'm like, oh, there's so many different interesting things I can do and just lean into and expand upon and stuff. And I was actually told during that performance, a girl that was there who's now become like my best friend out here, Kensley. She, after I got off stage, she was like, I was getting like Freddie Mercury from you just because of like the way I was animated, and like I was like, maybe it was a little bit mustache too, but she was like, I was feeling like big, like the Freddie energy kind of thing. So yeah,
I can see that the presence, your stage presence. I could definitely see that. But yeah, the voice. I was thinking that one of the first times I listened to that and Little Heart, I was like, man, where have I heard this voice before? And like I said, everybody I have on the show, I'm honestly truly a fan of, and you guys fall into my playlist. And I don't listen. When I do listen to music anymore, it's mainly everybody that's been on the show in the past. I don't even really listen to a whole lot of the big name bands anymore. There's a couple that I like, but one day I was in the car and I felt like listening to music, and that came up, and I was like, and it hit me like that. I was like, damn, he does kind of sound like a young Elvis, just like certain parts in the song. But yeah, I definitely see the Freddie Mercury little stage presence.
Maybe I needed to lean into the Elvis a little bit more, though. Maybe there's something there. I would say his and my voice, the baritone, like the kind of deep baritone that is to it, are pretty similar. So yeah, there's definitely that similarity.
Yeah. And have you, or are you still trying to find your voice? A lot of musicians, they kind of work at where they want to be and find their true voice. Have you found that yet, or are you still kind of searching?
No, I'm still searching, and honestly, I think it's part of me as an artist. And the one vocal coach I had for a while there kind of made me realize that it's not about having one paintbrush to paint with. It's about having all those different paints to paint with it, and like being able to dynamically change my voice. Even like I said, being able to do like a country accent, just like make my voice lower, kind of like change up how I speak and everything. For like some like Broadway moms, or even I posted some of my Instagram story the other day where like I kind of put an Irish accent into my voice, completely changed it as well, and then I sound like the person. And since I'm able to inflect my voice in so many different ways, I was like, that's kind of part of the fun of it. That's kind of part of my personality, is being able to do all these different things. Because I can even go super high, and none of my songs showcase that yet. But originally, when I started going to this vocal coach, I would say to her, like, I want these really high notes in there to like show off how impressive my voice can be. She's like, need that. Like, you know, every once in a while I want to bust it out, but she's like, every song doesn't need that. Like, that's not what makes your voice impressive. It's like the other things you can do with it. Like, notes are cool, but like, you have so many different ways to paint this thing. You should use all that kind of thing. I think over time it's the same thing with like figuring out my genre. Like, there'll be like kind of a core thing. I mean, obviously I have like a lower baritone voice, and this is what I normally sing with. It's the easiest for me to sing with as well. Probably like over time, 75% of my songs probably sound like this. But then some will sound country, some will sound more Elvis-y, some will sound a little higher and higher pitched. So yeah, I'm still trying to figure that out.
Nice. I'm back here behind me. Do you now, depending upon the, because obviously, you know, you do write different styles, you do come up with different music, with, you know, it's kind of cool that you are able to change your voice and change the inflection and stuff like that, and not sound, because some songs would sound weird if it was in that deeper baritone voice. You know, if it was more of a upbeat, catchier song, that would kind of throw everything. It'd be like, no, this voice don't match the music type deal. Kind of like how people say face don't match the voice when you hear somebody on the radio and then you see them in person. It's just like, whoa, not at all what I had envisioned that you would look like.
Yeah.
Yes. Ask Nikki. She knows what I like. Thank you. I'm always a dad. Nothing. Yeah, I am always a dad. I always have one of my 3 kids here in the house. She's my oldest. I'm trying to get her to move out. So she's 19. I mean, I'm like, hey, you're graduated school. You're 19. Shoot, when I was 19, I'd already lived on my own for a year. Come on. Come on. Be better. No. When you write music, because you said you can just bang out a song in 5 minutes, do you write from personal experiences, or is it just spur of the moment? You're walking, well, like you said, you know, you were down on Broadway and you've seen, you know, the Broadway moms.
Yeah.
You know, what is more your go-to songwriting style?
Typically it's words will either just come to me and I have to go record it like immediately, like have to bust out my phone and like get the lyrics down, otherwise it's lost forever kind of thing. Or I'll just be like noodling around on my guitar, just playing through some chords, something will feel nice or feel right. It'll start to evoke like an emotion in me and like some sort of feeling. And it'll remind me of a time or a memory, and then I kind of just lean into that completely. And I'll start recording on my phone, and 3 or 4 minutes later, I think every song I have written currently was all written within like 5 minutes. And I've written other songs that took longer. I've written other songs that took 5 minutes, and they were trash. And it was like something that I was looking for in college. People would see me write out like a 5, 6, 7 page paper. And I can remember one time vividly, I was at the library and I highlighted the entire document. I backspaced it. And my friend leaned over, he's like, what did you just do? I was like, I deleted it. I was like, dude, you've been spending like hours on it. It was wrong. It was wrong. I took it over from the top and I was like, you could have left some of it, work around. I was like, no, it was wrong. It's just how it was. And a lot of the songs I do write, even though it is impressive that sometimes I can write a really good song in 5 minutes, a lot of times I'm going right in the bed. And I'm like, nope, it's wrong. Now they might have been good. Maybe I could have fleshed them out, but they weren't genuine to me. And it's like, no, this is taking too much time. There's too much editing going on. This isn't the real thing. So.
Do you find that frustrating when you do that? You sit down, you take time, write a song, and then you start to map it out in your head or sing it in, or put the notes with it, and you're like,
I don't find it frustrating, but I would like to exercise that proverbial muscle a little bit more to be able to put out more high quality music. And honestly, that would probably come doing like co-writes down here in Nashville, which I've been completely neglecting recently. But writing with people, even if it does suck, you figure out what you do and don't like and what does and doesn't work. And the only way you do that is by doing it, And I just haven't been doing enough of that. And I think writing with other people will definitely continue to make me harness that strength more. So yeah, that's something that I do need to lean into. But yeah, no, I'm never really disappointed about it, because like if it works, it works. And like I'm not over here high strung out where it's like, oh my God, if I don't crank out 20 songs this year, I failed. There's a lot, like we said before, a lot of other things going around the ecosystem of making music and the artistry. So yeah, when it comes to me, and I'm happy when it does. And to be honest, I have not written a new song in like 3 or 4 months. I really haven't picked up the guitar in that way either to try. So
yeah.
And sometimes I come back to something I thought was crap. There was one song I wrote back in October. Very, very inebriated at 3 o'clock in the morning. I am not a drunkard. All the best people who are, but I personally am not. But every once in a while, when in Rome, do as the Romans do.
Yeah.
But I wrote a song about being a drunk, and not a drunk, but I wrote a song about being a drunk at 3 o'clock in the morning, very, very drunk. And I did not listen to it for like 6 or 7 months, because I was like, oh, that definitely sounded like crap. I definitely was slurring all my words all over the place, and I probably sounded like a mess. But then I went back and listened to it. I was like, I said to my one friend, and she was like, when did you write this? I was like 7 months ago. She goes, this is really good. Like, where did this come from? I was like, I was very like pollutedly intoxicated when I wrote this. I thought it was going to be atrocious, but it actually turned out pretty good, and I will probably put it out there. That one does not come from a genuine place, because, like I said, I'm not an alcoholic. But I can be a little hard on myself when I do party.
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't party this hard, but then other people some people do this 3 or 4 times a week. If you do it once for 3 months, it's really not that big of a deal. And it's like, that's fair.
Yeah, not that big a deal. I was I was a raging alcoholic at one point in time, maybe a couple times in my life, and I still drink. And I used to drink every podcast. Just in the last few months, I've tried to cut my drinking back to just on Saturday nights. But hell, some of our best work comes from when we're drinking on the show.
Or meeting people and having a good time, and it's part of American culture. I'm Irish. My father, he drinks every other day. Nothing serious. Like he'll have like a Corona or 2 or whatever. He likes light beers, but that's what the culture is. The same. If I lived in Ireland currently, that would be the culture. And yet sometimes it's hard to escape that. Sometimes it does have pros. I personally think it has cons. Like I said, every once in a while, you got to party. On New Year's Eve, I party on New Year's Eve. And sometimes I'll go 6, 9, 12 months, whatever, no drinking. But then we'll be somewhere for like a week, and it's just a bender for a week. And then I go back to not drinking at all. But when I'm in it, all right, let's party. Like let's party for a little bit.
Yeah, no, like I said, Saturday nights were those nights where we would just cut loose, and it still is. I mean, I still don't. Since I've cut back, but that's more. If I drink more water and less pop and less beer, then I can lose weight. I'm not going to the gym, but baby steps. So
you just can't be doing all those things at the same time. You can't be lazy, not sleeping, not working out, eating sugar, drinking. Can't be doing it all, but you're really, if you're really doing some of those things, then you're doing okay. Like right now, my only advice really is soda, and it's got to stay that way for a little while. Because I keep telling people are like, let me buy you a drink. Let's do this. Like last night, multiple people offered to buy drinks, buy a round. I was like, no, not for me. It's like, oh, come on, one drink. I was like, no. Until my little tummy is gone, I ain't drinking. Yeah. That's just how it's going to be. Now, I will say this upcoming weekend, they're trying to convince me to do some content stuff on TikTok, and it involves drinking. And I reluctantly said, I will do it only if it's planned out and we have an idea of what we're doing. If we're just screwing around, I'm not doing it. But if we're going to have, because they want to make like a game out of it. It's going to be like a challenge kind of thing. And they want to go around like dares and whatnot. I was like, I'm totally game for that. If we're just drinking to drink, then no. But if we're gonna like have strategy here and get something out of it and be productive, I will try. That will be the one exception.
I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
No, I enjoy the drink too. I still enjoy the drink. I just gotta come back some from time to time.
Yeah.
It wasn't like when I would drink on the other, like during the other shows, or even like tonight if we were doing the show, I might have 3 or 4 beers. So it's not like I'm getting freaking blitzed in 2 hours or whatever, Saturday nights, again, 6 hours. We do a 6-hour show on Saturday. So, those of us who drink or partake in other activities can get feeling pretty good.
Yeah, it's a little
3
marathon
quarters of the way through the show. You hit that 3-4 hour mark, you're starting to feel real good, and it's going down real nice. And
my 2 biggest problems is one, I don't particularly like the taste of it. So if I'm drinking, it's to have the fun aspect of the letting loose. But then the other problem is, when you're younger, it's cool. It's like, oh, I'm a heavyweight. It takes so much for me to get drunk. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
It's not cool when you're older and you need to drink like 8 drinks and you're pounding back like 1,600 calories and like you're still just starting to feel it. Meanwhile, like my girlfriends and stuff, they have like 1 drink. They're like, oh, I'm having a great time. I'm like, all right, I'm still trying to catch up over here, poisoning myself over here. So yeah, I got 2 things I'm up against. It's the heavyweightness of it, and then not liking the taste to begin with. So if I'm drinking, it's the party. It's not just like, oh, we're just sipping something. I'd rather just have a pop, just some Coke or whatever. And yeah.
Oh, well, that's when you got to get, once you get past like 4, 5, or 6, you don't really taste them anymore.
You don't taste them anymore. That's working. Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, this is like, oh yeah, this is good. I'm feeling it now. Nah, I get that 100%.
I was gonna say, I keep on looking at this picture that you have up behind face and everything. Like that's only a year ago, but like I almost don't recognize myself. And I'm just like, yeah, I look a lot younger there. I look like a completely different person.
Yeah. That's a little PSA to all you musicians that are. Update your pictures from time to time, because I like to, make the show about you and I do the background, and sometimes I got to scroll back 2-3 years to get a picture.
Yeah, let me go to my website.
I appreciate all the video content.
Oh yeah, my website, I'm looking at it right now, horribly outdated. Thank you for reminding me of that. I need to go fix something.
I like to I like to do a little post on the socials. I like to do the background, and it's like, man, I'm 2 years deep, and well, you know what? This is the best I can do. This is what we're gonna run with. So, all you guys that want to be guests on shows or might be coming up on, do us all a favor as hosts. I'm not all hosts do it. I do it. It's kind of my weird thing that I like to do. Making it all about you guys. Just update your pictures every once in a while. Like every 6 months, give us an updated picture. Keep cranking out the video content, obviously. Drop the reels and the shorts and all that, but drop a selfie every once in a while.
Yeah, I definitely have better pictures than that one that are more accurate. So I should probably get on that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's no mustache in that picture. Who is that guy?
Yeah, this wasn't even supposed to happen. Personally, I hate this. But half the people say it's good, half the people say it isn't. The ones that say it's good, they're like, you should lean into the look. It's that, especially if you're going to be doing country type music, go for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, now it's gone so far when I do shave it off, I don't even recognize myself. I'm like, oh, I look very young without a mustache. Like I look like I'm 21, 22 years old. Which is a good thing that I look youthful, but then at the same time, I'm a 29-year-old man, and it's like, yeah, sometimes that it works against me, kind of thing. I've had girls I'll be talking to, it's like I'm probably too old for you, and I'm just like, I'm probably older than you, and they're just like, no, I'm 25. I'll be like, yeah, I'm older than you, yeah, by not a long shot, but a couple of years. So, yeah.
My kids have forgotten what I look like without a beard, so I can't imagine. It's just, that's what you gotta do, man. You gotta embrace the facial hair and go full on beard and just really throw people off.
Just like down here.
Yeah, just grow you a nice big long beard, and
Maybe once winter comes up, maybe that'll be my look for the winter. I'll fully lean into that. Maybe I'll do a whole like cabin album or something where I just go into the woods and I just write, and it's all pictures of me just like with a nice long beard and everything.
Flannel on a beard.
Mm-hmm.
just bang it out. Yeah. No, like I said, I've showed my pictures to my fiance without my beard, and she's like, I mean, I like you better with the beard, but not bad looking without it. And I said, well, don't get any crazy ideas. And she's like, oh yeah, don't worry. You don't have to. Yeah, you don't have to worry about that. You're not shaving that. I've been threatened with bodily harm and death if I shave my beard. So
yeah.
we want to do the guys want to do a charity thing where we shave or not shave, and donations go either way. And I'm like, yeah, I would love to do the charity thing, but if I have to shave my beard, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble. Not that it won't grow back in like 3 days, but nonetheless, those 3 days are going to be hell. So,
Yep. If I ever start losing my
hair,
ask
you were talking about writing.
Before you say that, I was going to say, if I ever start losing my hair, then I'll go full bald, full beard, and then I'll go get jacked, and then it'll work out. But until then, I don't know.
Hey, get full jacked, full beard, bald head. Make sure you sleeve out your arms and tattoos on your neck and stuff like that.
A tattoo on my neck or something. Yeah.
Yeah. No, exactly. If I start losing my hair, it's game over for me because I do not look good bald. It's a good thing I wear ball caps 99% of the time, but I mean, I've got pretty decently long hair, so
it's working still. Yeah. I'm right around that age. Start finding out real soon if I'm screwed or not. So.
Yeah. Well, I was blessed, being the milkman's son or whatever. I have no idea, but I had a double whammy. My dad was 100% gray by the time he was like 18, and all the men on my mom's side are bald, and I didn't start going gray until I was in my late 30s, and even then I'm not mad at it because I got the cool gray. I got racing stripes in my beard, and then I get like the cool Doctor Strange gray patches on the side when I grow my hair out on the side. I get the occasional wandering strays on the top, but I'm 43 and I got a full head of hair and no real grays to complain about. My sisters have been dyeing their grays and hiding their grays since they were 16. So, it's like, all right, I don't know where my genes come from, but clearly not either side here. So, I'll take that win.
Right.
Yeah. Well, the guys call me a Sasquatch, so that could be partially true too. So, yeah. We were talking about your songwriting, and I know we were saying earlier, you guys do like the round tables and the writing groups. Do you enjoy writing with other people, or would you prefer to write more on your own?
So right now I prefer to write more on my own, but I have had co-writes with people that went phenomenally well, and it's not that any of the people that we didn't produce anything with were bad co-writes. It just wasn't what we did well together. We might play well together. We might go out and drink well together. We might play paintball well together, whatever, video games. And sometimes it just doesn't work, and nothing comes out of it. But I also think it's something you need to practice, and the more you do it, kind of thing, the more you'll figure out what does and doesn't work. Sort of thing. But it's really a hit or miss. It's really tremendous. Yeah.
I think that's just life in general, man. Like you said, you might click with somebody, on Call of Duty, and then when you like, oh, we should link up and go play golf or something, and it's just like you're on the golf course with them, and you want to strangle them by the sixth hole. Not that I know anything about golf. I'm just throwing out shit that I have no idea what I'm talking about. But
I'm not a golfer, so I'm taking your lead on this.
I've been golfing one time in my life, I used a 5-iron the whole time, and I'm left-handed, so I successfully drank everybody in my party, outdrank everybody in my party, or drank more than they did combined. So I guess that was my win for the day. So you know, I had no idea what I was doing on a golf course. And just give me a club, and I'm just gonna swing for the fences. Yeah, yeah. You know, I was an athlete when I was growing up, but that was football and baseball. What do I know about no contact sports and like out, dying for 6 hours of the day in the scorching heat? Not my cup of tea, but I totally get that, man. I think you run into that in all aspects of life. You click with somebody on one side, but then on the other side of the coin, you kind of you just fall flat at the end of the day. I know we're coming up against it. I do appreciate you coming on, man. Before I let you go, I want to ask you just a couple real quick things.
Yeah.
One, I should, and I got to get better at this. I'm terrible at this. Throw out your social medias. Let everybody know where they can find you at, and all that, so they can come and give you a follow and check out your stuff.
Well, most of my stuff is on Instagram and TikTok. My Instagram is Dylan Obi1. That's my personal. And then my music one is Dylan O'Byrne, ObyRne music. And then my TikTok is just Dylan O'Byrne. Typically, if you search my name in any one of those three things, or if you Google me, everything will kind of come up, just Dylan O'Byrne. Yeah, I need to start getting more into YouTube. People have said about Threads. People have said X. I'm not someone who's chronically online, so it is kind of hard for me to, want to like pour into all these different things, or sometimes just like TikTok and Instagram should be enough. But then it's like, I probably, if I spend a little bit of extra time per day, I probably get a lot more value out of it, especially since I'm posting similar content anyway. May as well put it on YouTube, put it on Facebook, where someone can see it, kind of thing.
No, it's it is social media is a monster of its own. Here you go, I'll throw that up there just for anybody who may be watching the replay or anything like that. If you don't know how to spell it, there you go. The great thing that I've found is killing multiple birds with one stone. So, I can make a TikTok video, save the video, and then throw it up on Instagram. Instagram's linked to the Facebook page. So once I post it on Instagram, it automatically goes to the Facebook page. So there's 2 social medias done. And then I forget about X all the time. But I'll tell you what, man, X is the Wild West. It is. You get one of 2 things on there. I mean, don't get me wrong. X is one of the greatest platforms for promotion, and it's free. If you can wade through the waters of politics and porn, because it is rampant on there, and you don't even have to follow the porn. The people you follow, if they follow it, it comes up in your feed. I have to be very careful when I open up X. I have to be mindful of where I am and who's around if I'm going to X to post something, because I never know what's going to be on
Instagram is the same way. It's not porn, but it's like half naked girls and stuff. And like, this is probably too much information. Again, when I'm a famous musician, it's going to come back to bite me, but whatever. I don't watch porn like that. I watch porn like maybe once every like 6 or 7 months. But for some reason, my Instagram, which I post music stuff, me adventuring, me being funny, Warhammer, and video games. And for some reason, the Instagram feed just wants to send me naked girls. I don't know if it's because it's like, he's a 29-year-old man, he must want to look at naked girls. Don't get me wrong, they're good looking women. But I don't care. I don't follow any of them. I'm not liking their stuff. I'm not commenting. I don't care at all. But the algorithm's like, nope, you want to look at this. I'm like, I really don't. I really don't. And sometimes some of these people post like really cringy stuff, and I'll put like not interested. It'll be some good looking girl, barely clothed, and I'll put not interested. Like, I don't want to see this. Sure enough, their profile keeps coming up unless I block them outright. But I mean, there's millions and millions and millions of those profiles. I can't block every single one. So
they're out there everywhere.
sometimes when like somebody's asking me for my Instagram or to connect or something out here in Nashville, they'll open up my explore feed, and I'm sure they're used to it, looking at like, especially if it's a girl looking at a guy's feed. Half the pictures there are half naked women before they type their name in, and I'm like, I don't want them seeing this crap. Like, I don't even want to see it. Like, go to and be like, another horny guy, you know, who's probably gonna harass me or something. I'm just like, oh my God, like, can it not just show my video games and just make me look like a nerd? Like, I'd rather that. Like,
no, exactly. That's my algorithm is, and I run all of our socials. So like our Instagram, it's not a whole lot of pod stuff, surprisingly, but it's like a lot of musicians, because obviously I'm liking and following a lot of up and coming musicians, up and coming artists and stuff like that, local artists. So I get a lot of that, and then I'm obsessed with otters and dogs. So I get like otters, and then it'll be like, bam, half naked girls. Like, where the hell did she come from? But yeah, if you go to the search bar, that's all the pictures are, and it's just like, I don't look up any of this stuff. So when I'm going to the search bar to look somebody up, it's again musicians, other podcasters. My son and I do a wrestling show, so now I'm looking up like local wrestlers, because I want to try to see if I can land some wrestlers and surprise him with some guests on his show. And it's like, but you go to that search bar and that's all it is. It's just like, holy smokes. Now, however, you know, again, you know, this will probably come back and bite me in the ass one day if I'm ever famous. But much like you said, I let my fiance talk me into creating an OnlyFans page. I get yelled at more by OnlyFans by more than anything because I don't ever post. But I also created different social media for that, so I wasn't putting OnlyFans stuff on the podcast stuff or my personal stuff or whatever. But that moment that you use the hashtag OF or OnlyFans, man, you're just inundated. You can't get away from it. And I'm like, yeah, it's a good thing I never go to that Instagram page, because
the Irish have a saying for the crack, and it's like CRAIC is how it's spelled, and it means like just for the fun of it, just, you know, for the hell of it, you know, for the story, for the plot. And every once in a while I'll wear a Speedo just for the plot of it, just for the crack, you know, just to mess around, be a goofball. And a lot of men, usually gay men, will comment on my photos or like reach out to me, and like I've had men be like, "Do you have an OnlyFans?" I'm like, "Nah, it's not like that." They're like, "Well, I would subscribe if you had one." And I'm just like, "All right, well, maybe one day, but as of right now, there's no OnlyFans. There's no plans."
That's the running joke on the show, is because you know, 100% honest. I in the beginning, I was posting a little bit here and there, but it's not nothing nude or anything like that. I'm not that comfortable with my skin, but I did put on the weight, and that's why I told my fiance, I said, until I lose some weight, I'm not doing it anymore.
Yeah, but you know, there's people like, if you wore your Speedo and you're playing guitar, you would get subscribers. I'm just like, I just don't know if I want to be known like that. Like, you know, but because I'm like, you don't even need to do anything naked. You know, it could be anything. It could be you playing chess, and you know, if people think you're good looking or whatever. You know?
Well, I mean, you're from up there in the Jersey, New York area. I mean, you guys got the naked cowboy. He's famous as all get out.
True. That's his whole thing, walking around town.
Yeah. And it's Tidy Whitey's walking around playing his guitar or whatever it is he does. But no, that's, you know, the joke on here with all the guys was, because I told him flat out, I was like, yeah, there's a couple females that subscribe, but I said 95% of my subscribers were dudes when I was active on there. And they're like, oh, you're not worried. I'm like, why the hell do I give a damn? They're the ones paying for it, not me.
Yep.
You know, like, hey, more power to you at the end of the day. You're not hurting my feelings at all. Hey, thanks for the ego boost. All right. You know, now I know where to market it at. You know.
Yeah. I had one TikTok blow up of me wearing a Speedo, and my friends like people will recognize me around Nashville sometimes from like TikTok and stuff. And some people recognize me like, I've seen you in a Speedo, blah, blah, blah. And my friend sometimes he's like, does it ever make you feel weird that you're known as like the Speedo guy? I was like, dude, believe me, I've lived a long life. There's a lot of things I'm known for in a lot of different places. Speedo is not the only one. And honestly, if I'm known because I'm a good looking dude that can wear a Speedo and people think I'm good looking, there's a lot worse things to be known for than that. Like,
so as Tony Stark once told Pepper Potts, this is not the worst thing you've got me doing. You know?
Yep.
I know you got plans tonight. I do want to let you go. Do you have anything upcoming or anything that's going on, just in case anybody listens that's down in the Nashville area and maybe they want to come and catch you and see you out in person, see you live or anything like that?
Yeah, right this second, nothing. I was talking to a friend of mine. We were getting coffee today, and she said to me that I should really use the remaining time of the year to plan out a roadmap for next year with gigs, showcases, etc. How I'm going to lay out my entire year, have music come out. She's like, I don't think you should release anything else, especially going into a major election cycle. That's going to be most of the talk in the news. And even if you do have a song that starts blowing up and like starts getting some popularity, it could get drowned out by a million other things. And she was like, and right now you're kind of up against the 8 ball where like you're kind of rushing to put things out. She's like, just plan a little bit more right now, so next year you're more prepared. And she's not wrong. Not wrong. She's right. Kind of sucks. But, you know, I'm going to start gigging again. I'm going to start doing open mics and writers round and showcases and stuff. Might see if I can sneak my way onto Broadway somewhere, you know, if everybody wants some extra music somewhere. Just to get more performance value, more time out. Yeah.
Well, there you go, guys. If you're getting ready to head down to Nashville anytime soon, hit him up on his socials and be like, hey, where you gonna be at, or are you gonna be anywhere, or can we come and see you? I'm gonna play one more song if you don't mind hanging out just for a few more minutes. I always like to ask my guests for like parting words, something like that. You know, if there's a quote that sticks with you or whatever, and then I'll let you get the hell out of town, and I'll close everything out because I got to do my whole stupid spiel. But this is the song that caught my attention, and I really like it. I like it a lot. I've actually played it quite a bit.
Appreciate it.
Before I do play that, I always ask every artist that I have on here, because it's better to have permission. Moving forward, is it cool if we throw you into the rotation and I start playing your music when we take breaks? And when we take breaks on our other shows, we play music. And I like to play my former guests. So if it's all right with you, I would love to start putting your music into the rotation, if that's cool.
Perfect.
And anything you got coming up new, you know, hit me up, say, hey, I got this new song coming out. Check it out if you like it. You know, we'll throw it up on the up into the rotation and get it out there so more people are hearing what you're doing and seeing what you're doing.
Absolutely. Love that.
Cool. All right, well, we'll go ahead and play this. It's Silhouettes.
Yep.
Love this fucking song, man.
Thank you.
And it's a different sound. It's a different sound from the previous two as well. So we'll be back here just a few minutes and let Dylan get the hell out of here. He's going swing dancing tonight.
Yes, sir.
I've been looking at silhouettes as I race memories of you. Were they brown, green, or blue? Try to remember as I forget. As I've been looking back through our texts, ones that turn from blue to green. What do they mean? No, I don't know. I'd like to remember, don't mean I won't forget. I've been looking at silhouettes, losing paths back to you. Were they brown, green, or blue? Do I remember? Let's just forget. your conversations cross your mind. Oh, I know time is a passing, but it's been far too short for you to be fine. Do you look back with regret? Do you think what you did wrong? Is there a part of you that's singing to your piano like I do to my guitar? Oh, I've been looking at silhouettes, singing songs that I'll forget. If the words weren't so bright, meaning so true, just wish I could still sing them to you. Oh, I just wish I could still sing them to you. I'll stay looking at silhouettes, the edges blurring of you. There's just me standing, shadow I once knew. I'll stay looking at silhouettes.
It's a good song. That's a cool video too. Just simple, basic, nothing crazy. I like that.
You know what? You know what's funny? We were talking about that one take before, and even though the song is like 4 minutes long, it was Chicago, March like 17th or something. It was like St. Patrick's Day. That's why the river's green, and it was, excuse my French, fucking freezing. Like the wind was whipping. My buddy had my phone out, you know, not a special camera or anything, it's just a phone. And his hands were like bright pink the entire time. Man was suffering, but he's a great friend. Nick Quinn, great friend of mine. And I think we did something like 12 takes of it walking down that river. And, you know, every single time there was one little thing that went wrong, that he turned a little bit too soon, the wind blew my hair away, that someone walked into the shot, you know, whatever it was. I was like, no, we gotta go do it one more time. Gotta go do it one more time. And when we ended up picking, that was like the third video we did. We took like so many of them, we ended up picking like the third one, and that was the best one. And it was like we spent so much time out there. Should have just done it in one shot, and now I've gotten a lot better with it. And you know, like we were saying, like avoiding that trying to get perfect thing, and like sometimes it is a great video regardless. I've gotten a lot better, and you know, it was also a learning experience because I know what to look for now and how to like, you know, figure out what I do and don't want.
Yeah, moving forward.
Yeah, it's the same like making TikToks and stuff. You know, sometimes this is what you got to do. Keep it simple, bang it out, and be done. Move on.
Yeah. I say it all the time. Keep it simple, stupid. Less is more. You know? That is my 100% motto in life. Keep it simple, stupid. Not that I live by it, but I say it all the time. Yeah, I'm great at giving other people advice. I just don't listen to my own. Yeah. I do want to say, man, you know, I appreciate you taking a little bit of time out of your evening to come hang out with me. I love this. Is probably one of my favorite shows that I do because I am such a music nerd and I love all genres of music. But being able to spotlight people like you coming up and up and coming artists, you know, not that I would ever rat you out to TMZ for things you said about Nashville's terrible food or, you know, any of your Speedo stuff or, but you know, it's one of those things I really like to see where you guys are now and then compared to where you're going to be from a year from now. I like watching the growth. But I'm a huge fan of the local music scene. It's probably some of my favorite artists are in the music scene. So this means a lot to me that you guys are willing to take a little bit of time out of your days or your evenings and come hang out with me for a little bit and get to know each other, and for my audience to get to know you as well.
Absolutely, and thank you for having me on too. I appreciate the invite. And like you were just saying, not going to wrap me out or anything, but this is who I am. I held public office up in New Jersey for a number of years, and the Speedo thing was like the biggest controversy surrounding me. And I was like, I do not care. Not corrupt. I'm not an addict. I'm not, screwing anybody over. I'm not evil, whatever. If the worst thing you have to say about me is that I wear Speedos and I make cringy TikToks, I think that's pretty good considering most of our politicians suck. Most of our leaders suck in general.
Yeah.
If 10 years from
yeah.
now, 10 years from now, somebody wants to be like, oh, he talked about making an OnlyFans in the Speedo. Oh, well, I guess that's the worst you got from me. That's it then. Yep.
Yeah. There's a lot worse things I could be doing, at the end of the day, no, I feel you on that, but it's one of those things that'll come up in an interview. Oh, 5 years ago, you did an interview with a local podcast, and how do you feel about Nashville's food now? It still sucks.
If I become a chef down here and I start working in these restaurants and fixing it, it'll probably still suck. So.
Exactly. Well, before I let you get out of here, is there anything, is there something that you, like I said, quote or any words of inspiration that you want to leave anybody with? It's just kind of a final thought, a parting thought, I guess you could say.
I
always put people on the spot. I try to give y'all warnings.
One that comes to mind, it's I think I said something similar to it earlier, but there's a quote I really like, that opportunity and preparedness is what luck is. Like, luck is the meaning of opportunity and preparedness. And some people say I'm lucky. Some people, good things happen to me all the time. There's bad things that happen too. But, if you put yourself out there enough, you stay on Broadway till 3 a.m. late enough, you will run into some bad, but you will run into a lot of good too. You stay prepared, you put your nose down, you grind away, and you set yourself up for success. I believe in the short time that I've been in Nashville, I've been here since mid-April. So what is that, almost 5 months now? Even when I was first down here, especially, I was only down here for a couple months, people were like, wow, you already know so many people, you're already doing so many things. Like, you seem like you're doing really well. I was like, well, if you go out and you constantly talk to people and you constantly want to do good things and put good energy out there and do good for the people around you and make things happen, it starts coming back to you. And like, good things do happen. It's just a matter of being prepared for those good things and giving yourself a chance to close to them. So if I do find success, and I hope 10 years from now, excuse me. If I do find success in this music thing and everything, I hope 10 years from now I'll be able to look back and be like, yep, that luck was being prepared and finding opportunity and, rolling at it for as long as I did. They say Nashville's a 10-year town, so I got 9.5 more years to go before I make it famous.
There you go. Hey, man, shoot for the stars, swing big or go home.
Absolutely. If I want to be able to look back and say, well, I did everything I could anyway. And I can check that box off and say, okay, on to the next one.
Yeah. 100%, man. Well, do appreciate you coming up, man. And like I said, anything we can do, you got something coming up, you got new music coming out, let us know. I try to stay in contact with everybody that comes up here. So anything that we can do for you on our end, don't hesitate to reach out, and doors always open for you, brother. Anytime you want to pop in on any of the shows or on here again, and you got something big coming up and you want to talk about it, just reach out. I think I got to look back at the dates, but I'm thinking for a 1-year anniversary thing for this show, I'm going to do like a reflection show and try to get as many people who have been on the show before to come up and come through again. For a few minutes, just kind of pop in and say hello and hang out for a few minutes and all that stuff. So, but no, man, I do appreciate you coming on. Hopefully you have a good night tonight. Stay safe out there. It is a wild town. Watch out Watch out for flying chairs.
Flying chairs and a whole bunch of other stupidity. But again, thank you so much for having me on. And likewise, my door is always open. Feel free to reach out anytime, say hi, and hopefully both of us enjoy a lot of success going forward and a lot of fun times too doing this stuff.
I think you're going to have some success in your future, man. There's no doubt about that. So appreciate you, man. Have a great night, and we'll see you next time around.
I'll catch you later. Take care.
Have a good one, brother. My hat is just not cooperating with me. I look like a fool. Anyways, it was Dylan O'Byrne hanging out tonight. Appreciate him coming on. That was really cool. He's a busy guy. He's a busy guy. So I do appreciate him taking a little bit of time out of his evening and his night to come hang on. Appreciate y'all listening and hanging out. Anybody who was here live, appreciate you guys. I need you guys to get a little bit more vocal on Tuesday nights, man. Sometimes you guys are popping. Sometimes you guys are real quiet. But nonetheless, replay viewers, appreciate you all checking out the replay. If you get this on Spotify or wherever you listen to podcasts at, greatly appreciate it. Hopefully you enjoy the show. And hopefully you guys will check out the artists that come up through here. There's a lot of good, talented people and good people in general at the end of the day. Met some truly amazing people. And before I get out of here, I do want to shout out again, speaking of meeting some truly amazing people, this past Saturday, and I'll touch on it again kind of as we go this week. But this past Saturday, I had the pleasure and the honor of getting to join the Southern Outlaws band and Joshua Lee Nelson over at the Five Fours distillery up in Newton Falls, Ohio, for a charity event for the local DAV, Disabled American Veterans. And got to meet some pretty cool vets that were there as well. It was a great cause, a great turnout, and so many great people in the audience. I mean, the crowd was awesome. Super cool. So many people that came up and was talking to me. I met a bunch of people that listened to our different shows, which was really cool. And lined up some possible future guests. Got to meet and her name escapes me. I think it's Tracy, but she runs Mimi's Creations. She was awesome, and they were really cool. They're going to come up down the road on one of the shows. We're going to interview them. Local business, so we definitely want to help them grow and do what we can for them. The folks over at Five Fours Distillery, at some point in time, they're going to come up on the shows, and I might be doing something else for them at the end of the month. And even the food truck guy, whose name escapes me as well, but it was Renegade Barbecue Renegades, BBQ Renegade, and might be able to do some stuff with them as well in the future. And then, of course, Joshua Lee Nelson will be up here in a couple weeks. I got to reach out to him and lock in a date. So, I mean, it was just an amazing experience that I never thought that I would do. I never thought that I would have an opportunity to do that, get up on stage. I had no idea what I was doing, but got up on stage and emceed a show, and it was a lot of fun. So I do want to say a huge thank you to the Southern Outlaws and Miss Sandy, Mama Sandy, as I was calling her Saturday, because she really is. She's like a mom. And Dave from the Southern Outlaws band, I got to meet his parents, and they were just something else. They were characters. But I don't want to ramble on about that. It's late in the show, but just a huge thank you. And it was a really good cause to be a part of. And Nikki and myself, we 100% enjoyed ourselves. We had an absolute ball meeting everybody and hanging out with everybody. And it's weird when people say they listen to the show and they enjoy the shows, and because that's something else that I never thought that would happen, but still nonetheless really cool. So with that being said, I know I'm going to rattle on about this again tomorrow night. I'm probably going to rattle on about this again Saturday. You guys are, well, actually, speaking of Saturday, this coming Saturday night, if you're in the Newark, Ohio area or relatively close and you're looking for something fun to do, head on out to Buckeye Throwing Axe. Nikki's going to come up tomorrow night. Head on out to Buckeye Axe Throwing. I got to get this right at some point in time in my life. But they're celebrating their 1-year anniversary, and it's National Beer Day and World Beard Lovers Day. So they're gonna have beer specials and some different beers up there, and they're gonna be doing a beard competition and all kinds of stuff going on. And I'll be there. We'll be doing the show from there. I'll be doing the show live on Saturday night from there, and I have I may or may not have a little something up my sleeves, if you know what I mean, planned out amongst my other shenanigans that I plan on getting into Saturday night while we're there. We're gonna get the people involved. We're gonna get the people there involved and all that fun stuff as well. So, oh God, you can look at my laptop now. Anywho, appreciate y'all listening. Appreciate y'all hanging out. Go check out Dylan O'Byrne. Great guest. Fun guy. He's living life, man. He's doing things, making things happen. If you're not already, check us out. We are everywhere. All of our social medias, everywhere you can watch us live, everywhere you can listen to us anytime, any place. And our merch link is all on our bio link, bio.link/nonsensical network. Simply go there and you'll find everything you need. Give us a follow, give us a like, and give us a share. And if you're a local musician or an upcoming artist and you're hearing this and you're interested, reach out to me on our Instagram and we'll get something scheduled. Would love to have you guys, would love to hear your music and potentially have you on the show. I think it'd be fun. Actually, I know it'd be fun because I'm freaking awesome. I'm just a little, I haven't been behind the mic in 5 days, 6 days, whatever it is. So, well, I got a lot to say and not a lot of time to say it because I do stuff. No, we do appreciate y'all listening. Appreciate y'all hanging out. Tune in tomorrow night live at 7 p.m. What the Fuck News. We'll be back with more news to make you say what the fuck. Got Nikki going to stop by and tell us about the 1-year anniversary at the Buckeye Axe Throwing. And we're also doing our potentially, if I need 2 more seats, anybody out there who wants to play fantasy football. We're going to draft hopefully tomorrow. If I can fill those 2 seats by tomorrow at draft time, we'll be drafting live on the show tomorrow. So we're going to get a little football talk in. But that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave you with an oldie but a goodie. When you find yourselves at the crossroads of life, you got that little demon that pops up and he wants to make you an offer. And you don't know if you should take that offer or not. Well, ask yourself. 5 simple words, 5 simple letters. WWNND. What would the Nonsensical Network do? And remember, be good. Or at least be good at it at the end of the day.